Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just gonna let some more people come in now that I've made it public. Beautiful. Yeah, apologies on the interview today. I was not able to use my microphone. I was having a lot of issues with even connecting to the podcast with Coach JV, but we still made it happen, and that's all that matters. I felt like I was like screaming in my phone to be able to do that interview, unfortunately. Great. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes. I'm going to go grab myself some water. What's up, Ian? Much love, homie. I'll be right back. Okay, well, we're going to be looking at Banff, Canada today. So if anyone wants to vibe with the visuals, we'll be enjoying this beautiful scenery. I'm going to load up my questions and we're just going to go for it. It's very last minute. It seems like people could hear me just fine. That's great. How's it going, Los Lopez? Billy Rock, what's up, brother? Rob Dog, Diego, Common Man. It's made my day beautiful. Daniel Alejandro, how are you? Steve Vu. Karuna, how are you doing, brother? Jill, much love to you. Appreciate you, Hizzy. That's beautiful. Liberty Prime. Look at these Rams that we're getting over here. So how many of you tuned into the interview today with Coach JV? It seemed like we had a decent amount of people join in. Kaz, how are you? Dosel, Cornelius, TC, Alec, love you all. All right, Brett watched the interview. Beautiful. Everyone's saying they could hear me. How's it going, Steven Andrews? What's up, brother? Yeah, if you have to go to sleep, you should go to sleep. I'm not trying to keep you awake. Look at these wolves. Look at that little wolf pup. Oh, man. That's me, the brown one right there, telling this little wolf to chill out. This little wolf at the bottom is getting FOMO, seeing all these green candles today. Oh, man. What's up, Keen? I'm glad that you were able to see that. It was a good interview. I had a good time. Smoke a fatty with Patty. That's a great name. Steven, how are you, brother? Kevin. Oh yeah, when did I last discuss Bright Eyes? I think I was talking about that song Singularity. Definitely check out the album The People's Key. There's some beautiful stuff going on in that. That is a really good album, The People's Key by Bright Eyes. Definitely check that out. Appreciate you too, Christian. All right, Karuna. From now on, KJ it is. You guys could call me Jordan. How's it going, Magaro? I hope you're feeling better, brother. I know you had a rough day yesterday. You had a rough weekend, but I believe that the wolf pack came to show you some love and some support, and that's what we're all about here, you know? This market is only one aspect of life. At the end of the day, we have a lot going on. Something that I was talking about a little bit in my interview today, this idea that some people, just money is everything to them. And some people might have got a little confused about what I was saying. You know, I understand that we live in a capitalist society. There's an aspect of life where we need to be able to earn enough money to live. But the point I was trying to make is to be grateful for all the things you have if you don't have money. And you could have all the money in the world, but if your life's going to shit, or if your best friend dies or whatever, right? Like, your portfolio is dog shit. It doesn't matter, you know? And that was the point that I was trying to convey. We need to eventually get to a point where we're able to wake up every day, and whether this market is up or down, or if we're in a bear market or a bull market, it doesn't matter. We're just grateful for what we have, and we're able to build a community, you know? Like, that's kind of like what I wanted to show Magero yesterday, is like, we're more than just a YouTube channel talking about crypto. Like, we're actually trying to build a family here. We're trying to build a community that takes care of each other when times get dark. So I get it, you know, this world has gone to shit very quickly, and we've seen a lot of awful changes come, and some people are just really getting tested. You know, it's like, I look at this matrix like a big test. We're all just going through our trials and tribulations. We're all just trying to do the best we can. Sometimes things go against us, and we just need to know how to respond to that. But sometimes it just gets overwhelming. I get it. You know, I completely get it. And having 100, 200, 300 people to at least talk to you virtually and help you out vibrationally through the internet, that's a beautiful thing, I believe. You know, it's a way that we could use this internet for good. It's a way that we could build our foundation that's so much more than just finances. At least that's what I'm thriving to do. How's it going? A true anarchist, Nelson, Jeffrey, much love to all of you. I'm going to plug in my computer really quickly. This is a beautiful mountain. I think these lithium ion batteries were like one of the worst inventions that humans have ever made. Such a sham. And then you got all that cobalt mining. People think they're saving the world with these fucking electric cars. And then there's like a 3-year-old in Sierra Leone mining cobalt with their bare hands so that we could save America or whatever the hell we think we're doing. It's nonsense. So now that we have 240 people here, can I get a fuck Elon Musk amen? I'm just kidding. I really don't care about him. How's it going, Stuart? Keen, glad you watched the interview. Seems like a lot of people were able to watch the interview. That's awesome. James, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Ashley. Yeah, we got your back. It's all good, Magero. How's it going, Madonna? Yeah, whether we get a dip or not doesn't really matter. The market is just doing what it does. We just have to be patient and let it come to us. I think a lot of people learned a lot over the beginning of this month, actually. You know, like the impatience in people getting very quick to say nasty things and be negative. And then those were the people that probably didn't de-risk and then got even more upset and more mad when the pullback came. You know, who really cares if a pullback comes on the exact date that we're expecting, or 3 days later, or 5 days before? It doesn't matter. Ultimately, we were just aware of volatility, and that's what's most important. We need to be prepared for volatility. And if we start with preparation spiritually, then we could be prepared emotionally, then we could be prepared financially, and then it is what it is from there, right? It doesn't matter. I think it's pretty amazing. I was actually talking to one of my clients. Shout out to Ryan. I'm not sure if you're listening to this, brother, but Ryan out in Perth, Australia. I was talking with him today, and we were discussing this idea of like, if we just stuck to the price target of $1.40 on XRP and went to sleep for like 40 days, we would have woke up and watched it all come to fruition. So moving forward with my work, I want to put more emphasis on price targets rather than dates, because it's really great to be able to time the market. It's really beautiful to see some of this stuff come to pass. And I'm sure there's a lot of other content creators out there doing something very similar, where they're trying to use astrology to be able to figure out what days prices will do what. And that's beautiful. It seems like there's a lot going on right now where we're expanding at a rate where this esoteric knowledge is starting to become accepted, and once it becomes accepted, then we could create a lot of, we could become a think tank together. We could think and brainstorm and eventually come up with a really detailed thesis and draw out a blueprint of what we're going to do in this market, and that's ultimately all that matters. But when it comes to the technical analysis side of things, being able to hit price targets, we've been doing pretty well in this community, and sometimes within one penny, or within a couple bucks on the Bitcoin chart. So it's pretty beautiful to see how the patience gets rewarded, whether you're perfectly on the date or whether you're not. It's still the price targets get hit, and ultimately the only thing that matters is the prices, right? Because you're taking your profits, or you're investing, you're buying a coin based on its price, not based on the day of the week or the time of the day. That's insanity, You could try that, but ultimately it's way more complicated than that. So the combination of the two, being able to prepare yourself in all ways for these things to come, and then having the patience and being able to live the day by day, let each day go by and do what it's supposed to do, Some people get too in their head, and they waste a lot of their daily energy staring at a chart, and it's just kind of wasting their day away. Mav, I never clicked on a video so fast. I appreciate you, man. That's much love to you. Appreciate all of you guys coming in. Drop a playlist of my favorite music. Yeah, maybe I can make a WatersAbove Spotify account, and I could give you guys the link to that. And then you could follow along with what I listen to daily. But honestly, I've just been listening to like Kanye lately. I've just been listening to the Donda album, and I've been listening to leaks off of that album, like people remixing certain tracks, and then leaks from his originals. Just been listening to a lot of Kanye West lately. Tatiana says, I will appreciate to listen to an interview from you and Bearable Bull. Oh, man. You think that'll work out, Tatiana? You think that? I'm just wondering. I mean, really, I'm wondering if he would respect what I'm doing or not. He's a big name in the game, and I know he's a big XRP guy, and I say a lot of things that are pretty much the antithesis of his outlook on the market. And yeah, I mean, it would be nice to really talk to anyone who's a content creator in this space, because when I tuned into Bearable Bull's interview with Coach JV, I saw a different side of him that I didn't see in his videos, and that tells me that he's a little bit of an actor. And I'm not saying that out of disrespect. I just think you got the real Bearable Bull when you listen to the interview with him on Coach JV, 3T Warrior Academy. I also think that's kind of just something that comes with Coach JV. He's very good at like getting the authentic version of you to surface. But I think it made me a little more weary of Bearable Bull after watching that interview, because it seemed like he was maybe a little bit more of an actor in his videos. And I don't know if I can necessarily trust that type of person. But again, I don't know who he is. I've never spoke with him. I like to protect my energy and not speak badly about people I don't know. And I hope that no one took that as me being negative. I'm being observant. I'm very good at reading people. I'm very good at seeing things for what they are. And I also I also understand that when you have over 100,000 subs, or when you're somebody like BitBoy and you have 1 million subscribers, you're a whale. You know, you're essentially a whale. If BitBoy comes out tomorrow and makes a video that says he wants everyone to invest in a Blue Pill token, then Blue Pill token will go up fucking 10,000% just because this guy made a video saying you should all buy it, right? So it's like he's a whale with his voice because he has such a big community. And whether it's an agent behind that YouTube account or whether it's not, I'm not here to speak on that. I could really care less. But I do want people to be a little more weary about stuff like that, you know? Like if you want to learn a lot about a person, you listen to their interviews, you listen to the way that they speak when they're not just making these videos, and you'll learn a lot about them. You know, that's why I like doing these live streams, and that's why when I do these live streams, I try to not focus too much on cryptocurrency, because I feel like we could all learn a lot more about each other by not just focusing only on crypto. Appreciate you, Danny. Got some people from Melbourne, Australia in the house. That's amazing. Appreciate you, Adam. Keen Gilmore says, don't you think people are so emotionally attached to their investment, they all, no matter what project, cope by talking about how awesome and unique their tribe is? Yeah, Keen. I mean, you know, that comes with things like the XRP Army or the Chainlink Marines. Like, I remember when I bought Chainlink at $1, $2, like around $3. I bought a lot of Chainlink at like $2.50. And then I watched it go to 20. And during that whole time, the crypto market as a whole was pretty much like stable. Like it was one of the first altcoins to really have like a melt your face off move after the pandemic started. And during that time, I remember all YouTube cared about was Chainlink. And like even that dude, David Portnoy, came out, started talking about investing in Chainlink, and like, then it had a huge pullback. It had like an 80% pullback. It went back to like $7. And I learned a lot about crypto through that huge move, going from $2 to $20 down to $7, because the whole community ghosted. They went away. So I think the strength in the XRP community is in the fact that that coin has yet to break an all-time high. And then on top of that, you have so many huge content creators just pushing this idea of these obscene price targets. And when you combine those things together, you create a serious cult, because it's all about likes and clicks and fucking the thumbnails, and it has nothing to do with reality. And these people can go all day about the connections to the banks and the ISO 200 fucking whatever, but it's all brainwashing. People need to step out of that brainwashing and see what this market is really about, which is the elites, which are part of the 1% of the 1%, are controlling this entire market based off of astrology, and then they're very accurately doing what they do with the market based on numerology and gematria. And that is period, the end of story. And if you study history as a whole, you'll see that all the important things that have happened in life, whether that be 9/11 or the dot-com bubble crash or the start of World War II or even Hitler's birthday, like we don't have any proof that Hitler was born on the day that he was born, but we can just say that it's that day and we'll all believe it because Wikipedia says so. That's why it's called his story. His story. It's bullshit. And it's the same thing that goes with all this XRP bullshit that's going on right now. It's his story. So if you want to keep falling for his story, get ready to get finessed. And that's it. That's facts. And I've been trying to do my best to wake people up to that stuff. Like, of course, XRP is going to do really well at the end of this bull run, but it's just going to do well because everything else does well. We could step back, though, and admit that probably 1,000 other coins have done equally as well. Now, why do I focus on XRP? Because it's extremely volatile, and I've cracked the code on XRP. I know that it has about a 40 to 50 day pump and dump cycle, so I can get in really nice long trades, and then I could short it right down to the bottom, and then every time it dips, I could reinvest in it. I could build a huge XRP stack. Then any XRP that I sold when I de-risked, I'm basically making back up on my trades. It's been one of the most profitable coins forever for me, and it's because it's so predictable. Other coins aren't as predictable though. So I have to admit, things like Cardano and Solana and T-Fuel, they've done extremely, like, some of the most mind-melting moves that you've ever seen in a chart for somebody who's a technical analyst that has at least a intermediate level of experience. And I would like to consider myself up there. But again, that's up to you guys to decide. But more importantly, like, there are coins that are just very unpredictable. They do things that you would never imagine. XRP, on the other hand, it's very predictable for me, and that's why I like it so much. It's like a market indicator for crypto. It's a crypto indicator, not necessarily the greatest hodl coin. And I believe that my work has exposed that. Just trying to catch up with some questions. David Wallachak, appreciate you, brother. Joel Watson, much love. So Mustafa says, why don't you share some of your esoteric knowledge outside of the context of crypto? I would love to learn some of the deep knowledge. You show a glimpse of it, but never really go deep. Well, you know, my videos that I make are essentially about getting people ready for a wealth transfer. And I believe that the quickest and fastest and most effective way of doing that is with cryptocurrency. Why would I pay attention to anything else if it's my life's mission to help people right now? Like, the biggest thing to let you guys know is I believe a lot of people feel very similarly to the way that I do in regards to the future. I will not be taking that jab. I will never work for someone again. I don't do well with authority. I don't really give a fuck about the law. I'm not really I don't support government. I don't even believe in laws. I don't believe that a human being should have control over it. And with that mind frame, I needed to wake up to the fact that I needed to become financially free in order to live a life like that. So I just did what I had to do to create that reality for myself. But I understand that right now we're in a time where a lot of people need help with that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm helping people with that. If I sat around making videos all day talking about flat earth, it's not going to fucking change anyone's situation. Like, it's not going to change your life. Whether the earth is flat, triangular, fucking shaped like a pizza, it doesn't matter. You know, like, it literally does not change anything about your reality. So I'm focused on what is necessary to be focused on. And then I make these live streams. And in these live streams, we could talk about some more. Well, anyone who's watched my live streams knows that I don't talk about crypto too much in them. So there's that. Oh, yes, Chevs 170 brought me here. Yeah, Sean's a good guy. Let Sean know I said much love. Appreciate him. We got 420 people up in here. 420. Just reading some questions. Catch up with some things. I think we got a super chat. Appreciate you, Evo. Yeah, Bitcoin's 144,000. That'd be a beautiful thing to see that happen. That's my price target for the end of the bull run. Thanks, Colette. I appreciate you watching today's interview. I'm going to catch up with this super chat really quickly, and then I'll work my way back through some things. I appreciate anyone who's sending super chats. It's really appreciate your support. So Beta G super chat, I appreciate you. Said, I'm relatively new, love XRP though. Had a prophetic dream about it last year. Then that's how I got in. How high will it go during this bull cycle? So Beta G, I really appreciate you supporting me and sending this super chat. I'm going to answer your question, but then moving forward, I don't want anyone to send any super chats for like me to look at a crypto or talk about a crypto. I'm unless maybe we could talk about the esoteric side of it. But, if I allow that, then everyone's going to be sending super chats for me to look at some specific coin. And this isn't like the collection plate at church. I'm just being a real one with you guys, like I love the support. I really do. But I know once I start allowing people to send super chats for crypto coins, it's going to be like nonstop. And I just want us to all expand consciously and have some days away from the market. And this is the opportunity. But anyways, Beta G, to answer your question, I personally see XRP going between $7.60 all the way up to $15. And I believe $14 to $15 is a very solid price point to be anticipating a blow off top. And I do believe that will start around the middle of December, probably around the December new moon, up until the new moon of January. So from the new moon in December to the new moon in January, I anticipate a move that will be very fast, very violent to the upside for XRP. And I'm looking for about $14 to $15 on the higher end, and then about $7 on the lower end. And again, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I don't want, I was just scrolling back through some of the things, and people talking about the word influencer, and like, I never want to be considered such a thing. Like, I never want anyone considering my work to be of that of an influencer. That's why I don't show my face. That's why I don't like give you guys an image of me. I'm just giving you my raw truth. If you resonate with it, beautiful. If you don't, that's also fine. There's plenty of people that resonate with your truth and agree with your message. And maybe it's best that you create content if that's how you feel. That's always kind of been my way of looking at this market, but I never want someone to look at me like an influencer. It kind of reminds me of that one interview that Kanye West had where somebody was like calling him an entertainer, and he was like, I'm not a fucking entertainer. Like, I don't entertain you. Like, I'm not a court jester. I'm not here to make you feel like... I feel like a lot of these YouTube channels that are just reading tweets, like just showing you Twitter posts, this is entertainment. It's basically just, it's time wasted, and it's filling up people's heads with garbage and nonsense. It's just like watching the mainstream news. Like, there's no difference between watching MSN, CNN, Fox News, and then watching somebody do the same exact style of content, but with cryptocurrency. It's all more the same than it is different. And all that shit is based off of emotions too. So this news releases to get people emotional, to be greedy when they shouldn't be greedy, and to be fearful when they shouldn't be fearful. And that's why if you learn the charts and you learn what's going on from the esoteric side of things, you don't need to waste your time with that fucking news bullshit and reading Twitter all day, and you're just wasting your fucking life away. You could hang out with your kids. You could go hang out with your parents. You could, make some art. Draw something, paint, play the guitar, learn a new skill, or even learn trading. If you love crypto that much and you want to watch the charts all day, then maybe that's your higher self calling you to tell you that you're ready to become a trader. You're ready to become somebody where this is going to be the way that you earn your cash flow. That's where I was. I have a lot of this background in being open-minded towards life and questioning reality. So when it came time to me learning about crypto and the charts, I just wanted to learn the charts so that I could be able to trade. I don't know why I became a trader. I don't know what led me to being there, but I was just so attracted to learning about technical analysis and seeing this from a whole different perspective, which is, how do I learn a skill so that I could replace my income? And another thing is, I've learned that it is not safe to try replacing your income with trading. That's a really sketchy, like, you'd be better off waiting for a bear market, if I had to give any advice. But I don't want to go too off the rails. Just wanted to make a little comment about the idea of what an influencer is and an entertainer. And I don't want to ever be considered either of those. Fuck that shit. I'm here to change the world. I'm not here to be somebody's sock puppet. Wow, I have 500 people in here. That's beautiful. Much love to all you guys. It'd be crazy to see if, we ever approach the 1,000 at 1,000 people at one time. That'd be mind-blowing. Tamara Lamb says, would be awesome to see you and John Levy having a conversation. So I actually reached out to John Levy and he wrote back, but I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to make something happen. I have a feeling that John Levy is not aware of what I do. He might only have seen my YouTube videos, and because he's watched my YouTube, he's not really aware of how I look at the whole, like, the world, you know? So I would love to just talk with him because I feel like me and him would have a really good time. Just chatting about mud floods and chatting about ancient civilizations. And I would also really like to talk to Dane Calloway. If I could get connected with Dane Calloway, I would love to, because one of the biggest red pill moments for me, if you know, using that term red pill is what it is, but I'm just quickly talking to make conversation. When I first learned about Dane Calloway's work, my life completely changed. Just learning about what the real Native Americans were, who the real Africans were. Yeah, mind-blowing stuff. I suggest everyone go check out Dane Calloway. That guy is brilliant, and he has such an articulate way of describing how he feels and the evidence to back it up. You know, like, I try to do that too whenever I'm talking to people that don't see eye to eye with me. I try to present how I feel as my truth, and I try to work with the other person as opposed to it being like a big, you know, tug of war. It's not good. Bad vibes. But anyways, back to Dane Calloway. He's beautiful guy. Amazing work. I believe we got another super chat. Let's see. Common Man says, love these live streams. My concern is with the community growing. Do you have any worries the elites will manipulate this great work? So Common Man, you know, that's a really interesting idea. I've had a lot of people actually email me about that. You know, earlier this month, I had a bunch of people emailing me being like, are you okay? You're not making videos as much. Like, are you safe? And although it was beautiful that people were concerned and they were worried, you know, like what was going on, at the same time, it showed me that, like, if you guys really do want to protect my work and each other, then it's all about manifesting abundance. It's not about thinking negative thoughts. So you asked the question with my concern is where the community and it's growing, and it worries you about the elites and how they'll maybe infringe upon what we know. And I think we are such a small little sliver of what the bigger picture is, that we don't cause a threat at all. You know, like what we are aware of in such a tiny little community, it's nothing, you know? And I mean, the more we grow, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone that's part of that growth cycle will be at the same level, you know? Like, I've had people who've recently reached out to me and bought my course, and they're 80 years old. You know, they're like, I sold my course a couple weeks ago to somebody who was 82 years old. And then on the contrary, I've been in communication with somebody that wanted to buy my course that's 16 years old. And like, imagine a 16-year-old listening to this live stream right now and like vibing with it. Like, that's so amazing, right? Like, and then on the contrary, imagine somebody who's in their 80s hearing this work and they're vibing with it, you know? So we are just we are the elites, you know, like we are such a enlightened and rare breed amongst many, and we have nothing to worry about. And all of our worries that we have, we need to be able to transmute that energy into good vibes. You know, we need to be able to take any worry or any fears that we have and just convert that to love, and that will help us. So I appreciate your super chat, brother. B to G, I appreciate you. Much love. See, I got a couple of super chats. Unique says, you're a real one. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for your support. You didn't have to, though. But I have a lot of love for you. Thank you. It's all about being real, you know? Like, my higher self is watching, your higher self is watching, you know? And all these fucking actors out there, all these people that are pretending, you know, if you, same thing goes for any of you in here. Like, you want the black pill, here it is. If you're showing up to work every day just for that money, and you're not, like, you're taking shit from everyone, from the customers, from your boss, this, that, and the third, and you're feeling that it hurts you to be there, like, you feel like an alien amongst amongst, peasants. If that's where you're going with your vibes, with your feelings, then you need to start rerouting your energy to go towards something that builds and manifests abundance for you. Because all these people that are walking around, they're all Hollywood actors. Everyone is. Like, every day you leave your house is Halloween. You walk out the door, you put on a fucking mask, and then you start pretending to be some shit for someone else. But if you start to be what you really are every single moment of your life, you're gonna start to create insane abundance. You're gonna change your whole reality by being true to you. Sergio Chavez says, I am late, dude. All the analysts on YouTube are copying you now. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know anyone. It would be interesting to find out if any other YouTube technical analysts have been inspired by my work. I would love to talk to them. I don't really look at anything like copying or stealing or anything like that. I look at it like we're all one, we're all sharing a common experience with different points of attention, and we all are influenced by something, It's a certified lover boy, Donda. Dude, Drake's a fucking shill. Fuck Drake. Guy's trash. I love watching compilations of people who Drake tries to kiss and they literally turn their head away. That shit's hilarious to me. Anyways, let's move on because we're not going to give these celebrities any of our vibes. All right, so Dustin Whitley, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says your content is so fascinating. Disagree with you about flat Earth, though. I think that topic can unlock so many minds. Yeah, Dustin, absolutely. I completely agree. But the context of the question that I was answering was in regards to my content and the focus of my content. And I told you why I don't focus on that. I mean, my name is literally WatersAbove Crypto. So clearly I'm aware of what the fuck's going on, at least to a slight extent in regards to flat Earth and the community that it creates. But I mean, ultimately, and I've said this actually before to a couple people I know, I think thinking about our realm enough is what could make you expand consciously, like so much more than questioning anything else. So don't get me wrong in that. But right now, we're in a fucking bull run. Who the fuck cares about flat Earth? Like, if I'm aware of 10 different things, and one of those things is that we're in a crypto bull run, that thing holds most importance over all things for me to help this world about. Like, if we're in a bear market, the same opportunity goes on the downside. Like, but we're in a new age right now, and we need to focus on what's most important. And like, whether the Earth is flat or if it's shaped like a triangle, that's not going to help somebody pay their bills when they just got fired from their job because they won't take a fucking vaccine. So again, I know, Dustin, I know you mean well, and I'm just responding to you to clear the air because I feel like it's very important. It's very critical that we know what we are most, how do I say this? I know what my strengths are, and I know what my weaknesses are. And I am aware that if I was to locate what my strengths are at this time, it's being able to help people financially. So that's what my focus is. And I really appreciate you for supporting my work. Much love, Dustin. Yeah, I would love to talk to Santos Bonacci sometime. It would be really interesting because Santos has some really incredible work in regards to the Jesuit order. So I feel like he would be a great guy to be able to talk to. I'm just going to catch up on another super chat that came in. HB sends 20. Thank you so much. Maybe that's Holly. Is that Holly out there? I appreciate you. Much love, Holly. You're too generous. I really appreciate your support. I believe that's you. HB says, when did you begin your esoteric journey? Well, when 9/11 happened, I was living in Brooklyn, New York, and my backyard was covered in ashes for like 4 or 5 days. I'm sure anyone who's in this who lives in New York has a similar experience. And then, so what happened was I started doing some research into it because of the 9/11 report and just all the things that were going on and how quickly it was all thrown together, like the Patriot Act and all this shit that was happening. And the Pentagon got me really skeptical because I was studying, like, how would it be possible for a plane to come in at that angle and crash into the Pentagon? It's just like you would have to be the most skilled pilot on Earth to be able to pull that off. And then at the same time, there was no plane parts found at that site. So all of the local surveillance got shut down and it was just fishy, you know, and I was still in this matrix body. I was a pretty young guy and I was like already had the mind of a 400-year-old. So I was like, okay, this is fucked up. This is a lie. And then one of my best friends at the time was, he had 7 brothers and I think like 8 sisters. So he had a huge family. He was like a Polish kid. He had a huge family and his father was a firefighter. And I basically learned that it was a ritual sacrifice. You know, like they literally sacrificed that building and the people in it to gain energy for their fucking crazy Luciferian bullshit that they do. And I don't really want to talk about that too long but yeah, so that was like really when I started to open up my eyes because I saw that the elites don't look at us like we're even people. They look at us like we're cockroaches. Like the way that a lion looks at a wounded hyena, like that's how they look at us. So that's why they don't give a shit if all this medicine and all the stuff they do kills people, because it was designed for us to make a choice. Do you take it or do you not take it? Whether you die or you don't die, at the end of the day, you're still just a meal to them. You know, like Daylight, that one rapper, he's really fucking intelligent. Like he said, you know, whether you're black, white, whether you're a male or a female, whether you're gay or straight, like at the end of the day, you're just a meal to these elites. Like they just want your blood and they just want your children and they don't give a fuck about you. So once you learn about all that shit, you know, like it's impossible to not wake up, but it also brings like very big depression to a lot of people. It makes you feel really, really like, wow, you know? I mean, when I started learning about that, like flat earth stuff didn't even matter to me anymore. I'm like, who the fuck cares about that shit? You know, your mind just goes to a completely different place. So yeah, my esoteric journey, I suppose, the journey to diving into things that aren't really right in front of our face, but the clues are right in front of our face. It happened at a very young age. I appreciate it. You guys are so nice. So yes, Scott mentions the $15 XRP with a $750 billion market cap. It's definitely possible because you'd have to consider what else is going on in the market at that time. The market cap as a whole is going to jump up substantially. Just study the jump in market cap in the end of the alt season of 2017 into 2018. It was mind-blowing. And right now we have so many more cryptos than we had in that last cycle. And another thing to think about is the market cap for altcoins hit an all-time high recently, and it's not even the real alt season. So that's mind-blowing, you know, like something to think about. I believe I got another, just wanted to check out the super chat. Oh, Hassan, how are you doing, brother? Any advice on what to do during the seconds we experience death? Should we head towards the light? Whoa, Hassan. You're going to lay that question on me, bro? I'm not laughing like it's funny. I'm laughing like you put me on the spotlight. Hassan, here's what I'll say. Death is an illusion. Death and life are an illusion. We're all just dreaming right now. We're all just we're in an optical illusion of what reality is. You know, watch the Matrix movie when Neo takes the red pill and he like wakes up again. He's in the machine realm. He's connected to these machines. You know, how do you know that right now, while you're awake, you're actually asleep? And when you're dreaming, you're actually alive, you know? I wouldn't overthink death, because death is just one of the many transition points that we have in our life. Just like watching someone else die or someone else's death happening while you're alive. You know, when that happens to you, which is unfortunate, we all have had to experience that. They look like they're in a state of bliss. And that state of bliss is transcending, you know, moving on to the next chapter. But when you're there, when you're in the hot seat, you're going to do what vibrationally aligns with you, brother. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's all about what you think, what you feel. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you. Got a couple of... So Steven says, hi, Jordan. Are you still making the new trading course? Yes, Steven. So I'm planning on making the trading course through the whole month of October, and then I'm planning to release it right before October, before October ends. So like, I want to really have it ready by the last couple days of October, transitioning into November. And then by November, we'll have a new membership on Patreon for traders. This way that there'll be a private Discord for traders only that's separate from the current Discord that we're running, and it'll be the same overall Discord server. It'll just be a private text channels within that Discord, and this will be for people who want to talk about trading. This will be for people who want to talk about trading, and it will be focused on I'll probably have like 5 separate text channels to be talking about the top coins, because they all sort of just move as a whole. And then within that, it'll be whenever I'm personally getting into long or short trades, and then my take profit targets and all that kind of stuff. So the reason it's not going to be part of the normal Discord is because it will be for advanced students only. I am not here to get people who have no fucking idea about trading or about technical analysis to just pick up a trading course and start trading with leverage. I will never do that to someone. I want to protect people during a bull run, because believe it or not, people lose more money in the blow off top phase of a bull run than any part of a bull run. Okay, so it's really important that we stay safe. This will be for people that have had the mastermind course in the past, because you've already taken the time to learn technical analysis, and then you're ready now to move on to trading. But it's a totally different world, and I don't want people just frivolously entering the world of trading and copying what I'm doing and then expecting to make all this fucking money, because it's an actual skill. So I'm very methodical about how I want to release this. Again, you guys have heard me say that I do not like these YouTubers, how their whole channel starts off talking about getting like a Bybit referral link. And then these kids that have no idea what they're doing, they're getting into leverage trading before they even learn how to do the analysis. And then these influencers are getting all these referral links, but these people are losing money. Like 95% of traders lose money. So what are leverage traders losing? I could imagine 98% of traders that use leverage are getting liquidated and losing everything. So it's a disservice to humanity to just go out of your way to start all these videos talking about these, sign up to Bybit, get a $500. No, you don't get that money until you do your trades. So it's really not chill. But again, I'm waiting on this. I waited to do it at this time of the bull run intentionally, because I wanted people to get used to what I do, my style, the way I set up my charts. And, we've been hearing beautiful responses to the mastermind course. So anyone who's part of the mastermind course before the trading course comes out, you'll actually be getting a big discount on the trading course. That way, like, you're grandfathered in a sense. But it's definitely for people who know what they're doing. I do not want novices, like complete beginners, jumping into that course. Trying my best to keep people safe. Preston, appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. It's amazing how long we've had 500 people in here. I cannot believe that. That's just so incredible. Breaking records here. Preston says, can you invest this super chat for me? LOL. Just kidding. Oh man. Just want to say how much I appreciate your work and energy you give to enlighten this community. Thank you, Preston. I really appreciate that. I know you've been a supporter of my work for a while, so much love to you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Oh yeah, Jerry Rowe. You mentioned the Matrix movie, so I'm wondering if I should decode the Matrix for the trailer for my Patreon. That'd probably be pretty cool to do in October. It seems like a lot of people want me to decode the Kanye Donda release party stuff, and then also the Matrix 4. So that'll be something really fun for the end of the bull run to make a Matrix 4 decode. We'll all have to watch that movie like 5 times in a row and then just like submit all of our thoughts and then create a crazy Gematria video on it. It'd be amazing. I'm just looking through some of my... Yeah, Tower 7 is definitely a red pill. I mean, also, guys, like, look at the ritual, right? You have the Twin Towers, which is the 1-1, like 11, and L is Saturn. And then this energy then moves on to 7. So now you have the 117. And remember how important that 117 is. It comes back to Bitcoin in the 117. And then in reverse, it's the 711. And we all know how important that is. So in regards to this ritual, you have the Twin Towers, which is the 11, the 1-1, which is the reset, or the restart, if you will. Then that energy moves into Tower 7, and then all of that energy moves into the Pentagon, which is also the pentagram, and that ritual ends there. From there, they restart the way reality works for the masses. And during that time, it created a massive energetic shift for those who were designed to become enlightened, for those who were already on their path. That's why a lot of people mention having a spiritual enlightenment during that event. Yeah, Danzig, I also believe there was no planes involved in 9/11, but that's a side story. We could talk about that later, but I am I do not believe there was any planes in 9/11. No one who was there at the event heard any plane coming in. So pretty fucking easy to hear a plane when it's like thousands of feet above you, but when it's like 70 stories above you, no one could hear it. That's pretty fucking weird, isn't it? All right. Yes, Sabash Bahari says climate change is next level. C word 19 was just a warm-up run. It's really interesting. I was talking to Coach JV today, and somebody who follows the work, and I only know this from after the interview happened, somebody was like, I can't believe Waters believes in man-made climate change. And it's like, where did I say that I believe in climate change? It's just so funny how when you talk, people will decide to manipulate the words to fit into their head the way they want it to without actually hearing what's going on. So there's a big difference between the practice of hearing and listening. And yeah, maybe it's time to pay a little bit more attention to the words, because climate change is a hoax. Anyways, Levi Brown, we need to figure out a way to get to Agartha or find a Stargate to get the fuck off this ghetto planet. Yeah, Levi, what's your thoughts on Hollow Earth? It's a really fascinating topic. I would love to talk more about Hollow Earth. And I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. And I believe you also bought a course in the past, so I hope that's going well for you, Levi. Mastermind course supporter in the house. David Dolby has a good question, says, can I ask which is your preferred exchange? I get this question a lot, and I'll say it simply like this. All exchanges are more alike than they are different. An exchange is kind of like a bank. They're all just selling you a product. They don't give a fuck about you. They all go down when you don't want them to go down, and they're all just doing their own thing. They always have maintenance on a specific day where it's like the worst day for there to be maintenance. Yeah, there's no better exchange, to be completely honest. The only thing I care about with exchanges is being able to have all my security set up. So if an exchange doesn't offer two-factor authentication, I don't get involved with it. So I like exchanges that allow two-factor. And then another thing is I just get on an exchange so I could invest in a particular token. That's really it. And then once I get the token that I have, I'll either move it to a hardware wallet or I'll move it to trade, pretty much. So let me catch up with some of these questions. Beta G says, oh, thank you again for the super chat. Wow, Beta G says, you have a very healing energy. It's like a hypnosis listening to you and seeking all these wonderful images. Truly relaxing. Cheers from New York. I appreciate that. Wow. That made my day to read that. Thank you. Yeah, I decided for these live streams, it's cool to look at something, like something to bring us some peace and balance. And I believe that these are I also love looking at the Utah Goblin Valley stuff that we were looking at before. Thank you. Let me see what else is going on here in the world. Stephen Tuck, I appreciate you. Yeah, leverage is really bad. So I'll let you guys know a little bit more about myself. I started as a trader before I was doing YouTube, and I was messing around with leverage, and I had like a couple of 10x trades go against me. And they went against me on Bitcoin, and I learned so much through that. I actually didn't get liquidated on the trades. It was like really lucky how it all turned out. But probably my higher self just getting me involved in that trade so I could feel the burn, like kind of feel what it's like to fuck around with high leverage and then watch it go the other way. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. It was probably like almost a year and a half ago. Anyways, I don't really remember the details, but more importantly, then I learned why all these YouTubers are selling people on these leverage exchange things, because whether you win the trade or lose the trade, it doesn't even matter to them. They're just collecting those referrals. And the only referrals that I ever recommend are within my course, and it's a two-way street. Like you get usually this money in crypto for free. But when it comes to earning crypto to trade, when it's on leverage, and I've heard it time and time again, like this guy Crypto, where he's like, all you got to do is put in 100x leverage and then $1 will be like, and then he just fucking literally, he exposes the worst trading setup you could ever imagine in your entire life. And it's like, wow, man, this stuff works. Like these guys will continue to, because the algorithm loves them. The YouTube algorithm absolutely loves that stuff. They love the O-face thumbnails where like the guy's veins are popping out of his head. And yeah, that's just how it works. That's always how it'll work. And you'll know because a lot of these YouTubers, they show their face simply just because it'll make the algorithm do better. It's pretty fascinating stuff, guys, how this all works. We all learn who the real ones are eventually, I suppose. But that's it. We're going to move on talking about anyone else. Let's keep this between us today. Beautiful Wolfpack. Yeah, the Donda listening parties were all just basically copying Mecca. So Mecca, where you're seeing them walk around the black cube, Saturn, the black cube of Saturn. Some people call it Metatron's cube. But more importantly, that's kind of where it all is systemic of just circling that cube. It's the ring of Saturn. And through that forms at the top an energetic nodal point that could be considered Saturn's hexagon. So there's so much to talk about. If you look up the recent changes in the way that YouTube Studio looks, the phone app, they have the hexagon within the hexagon. It's really obvious. Anyways. So Flint Town Dan says, do you think Yom Kippur will technically start tomorrow and bottom out on the 16th? So Yom Kippur does start tomorrow. It starts on the 15th and it ends on the 16th. And the time zone that I would be paying attention to is the Washington, D.C. or the New York Eastern Standard Time Zone. That's the one that I would pay attention to. No other time zone in this world matters when it comes to finances. The only time zone that matters is the New York Stock Exchange, period, end of story. So if you would just want to save yourself a lot of time when it comes to saving different time zones in your phone or changing your charts, just align it with New York, and you'll save yourself a lot of overthinking. So, but as for will it bottom out into the 16th, possibly for Bitcoin, but not necessarily for these altcoins. These altcoins can bleed out all the way until past the full moon, and the full moon's on the 20th. I believe I spoke about that in my last video. Perhaps I will make a video tomorrow morning, if necessary. If not, I'm probably just going to take the day off because of doing this live stream. We'll see. Sadiqa says, thank you so much for only offering your next course to experienced traders. I had attempted to start trading on margin 2 years ago and lost a crap ton of money. Had no idea what the F I was doing. First of all, much love, Sadiqa. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you. Secondly, yeah, I mean, I'm here to help people. I'm not here to fucking finesse people so that I could get referral rewards. Like, that's not how you build a community. That's not how you empower people. Pretty much when I started this YouTube channel, I remember Bitcoin was like $10,000, and I was very adamant about this being the start of a parabolic advance. Pretty much from the start, we've been able to help people out, you know, with this way of analyzing the market. The same thing goes if we're going to start trading while we're almost at the tail end of a bull run. We really need to know what we're doing. And it's also part of me protecting my energy because I don't want to surround myself by parasites, you know? Like, people think that leverage trading will give them these instantaneous returns, like it's instant gratification. But in actuality, it's a skill, and it's like any other skill. If you put in like thousands of hours in the skill, you will eventually become very good at it. But until then, you're essentially just following someone's lead. And I don't want to be the type of person that creates... how do I say this? I want to essentially generate people to be self-sufficient. That's why I teach people in the course how to be able to do exactly what I do so that they could do it on their own, because that's ultimately what matters most. Like, if I'm here or I'm not here, whether I make a video or I don't make a video, you'll have access to a course that'll help you be able to make your own decisions. Same thing goes for trading. And, you know, we're going to be trading for the next like 2 years, guys. Like, once this bull run is over, if you think you're going to cash out and just walk away with like all this money and then go buy a Lamborghini, like, you might as well just fucking leave the bull run today, because that mindset is not going to get you anywhere. There's more money made by traders in a bear market than there is in a bull market. And the reason why is because a bear market is longer and there's just as much volatility. So that's why I'm creating a course before the end of the bull run, because I want to get people ready and prepared for the bear market, where there'll be an elite group of people who are helping each other to make money on the way down. And there's also dead cat bounces. There's a lot of things that happen where there's even long opportunities during a during a bear market. Lots of opportunity. listening to everyone. Climate change used to be called weather. KJ. Climate change used to be called weather. Oh man, that makes me, I want to get that written on a t-shirt. And it's like the person who's telling you about it is Noah. It's like Noah with a little speech bubble that's saying climate change used to be called weather. And then God is like looking down from the sky, just like laughing at humanity. Oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, prison planet indeed. Hollow Earth is a mind-blowing concept. Okay, let's move on to perhaps some super chats. See what's going on in this realm. Appreciate you, Joseph Simmons. Thank you. Try not to worry about when these celebrities die, you know? Like, I mean, it's unfortunate, like, if you're a fan of them and their work, but, like, you know, once you find out that it's all ritual, you essentially just know that it's all ritual, you know? But I try not to give any energy to that stuff. At the end of the day, it's not your life. It doesn't affect you. You could allocate all that energy to empowering yourself and getting yourself in a better position. Just kind of a waste of time. Will Speed says, hey, Waters, do you fast? Yes, not as much as I used to, but I think that the best form of fasting is dry fasting. And if you're going to mess around with water fasting, definitely be careful, because when you're water fasting, you're essentially putting most of your body through a fasting stage, but then you're leaving your kidneys susceptible to being overloaded with continuous liquids. So pretty much the reason behind the dry fast is you give the entire system a time to reboot, including your kidneys. And because your kidneys are overworked all the time, they never really have much time to heal. And honestly, the only real form of fasting is dry fasting. Like if you're fasting and only eating fruit, I mean, you could call it fruit fasting. I'm a big fan of fruit fasting, but I'm just trying to say that it's not a real fast. Like a real fast is nothing. Maglu, I appreciate you. Leaky Waterbed says, Jordan, do you have a team that you work with on Waters Above Crypto? No, I work 100% alone on everything I do. So if you ever get a Patreon message from me or an email from me, it is me. But I do want to preface something. I've been having probably 10 new scam accounts created every single day on my YouTube channel. Probably people trying to scam and make emails out of my name as well. So I have my email in the description box of my video. That is my email. Then I have my Patreon. That is my Patreon. That's it. Those are the only two ways to contact me. So if you get anything from YouTube comments, they're all pretending to be me basically. And I'm sure most of you have learned this already. But again, because we're in a crypto bull run, it's all these parasites that are making these fake accounts are doing it in crypto, because that's where that's why they're not idiots. They know they have a lot of people to take advantage from. And I've already had people in my community come out to me being like, hey, I wrote to you on WhatsApp. And it's like, I don't talk to people on WhatsApp. Like, you're talking to a scammer. So anyways, yeah, to answer your question, I do everything 100% alone. I'm probably going to keep it like that way forever. Just because it's my art, like it's my art. I'm giving my art, and I believe that I don't want someone else taking my art and trying to interpret it in their vibration. And then I'm going to I'm just not going to enjoy having to go back on that conversation, because I'm not like necessarily a perfectionist, but this is like my baby, like I created this community with all of my resources. Like everything that you're getting from me is being exposed in these live streams and in my YouTube videos. So I don't want anyone else getting in the way of that. Amanda Stewart, peace and love to you. Marcus Hibbert, appreciate you, brother. So, to answer the other question, no, I don't have a team working with me at all. No one works with me. My homie Ian is here helping out with the live streams now and then, but if Ian doesn't show up to the live streams, I don't send a drone bomb to his house. I don't bomber him, Just Ian, if Ian wants to show up and do a little bit of moderation, he can. If he wants to hang out and look at pictures of petrified forests covered in snow, he can. The same thing goes with Sarah, wherever she's at. I think she's in Paris, France. But other than that, nope, everything is 100% me. Okay, so Bon the Move says, do you think we will ever be able to do the course? I really want to, but will we ever be as good as you? Well, what if you end up being better than me? Like, Bond the Move, I want to like work on a little spell casting with you, you know, like what you just said. And again, this isn't even about my course. This is just about you protecting your energy and everyone out there who is trying to get better at a skill. You should thrive to be the best at anything it is and have no limitations. So if someone's great out there, you know, and you aspire to be like them or similar to them in a specific thing, although they may be your benchmark, they may be your mentor, they may be the person that you hold in highest regard, you will be better than them. That's what's more important there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is something that I've learned through studying chess and chess players. It's very competitive. It takes a lot of mental energy. And they're ruthless, man, in being the best. Some countries like the Ukraine and Serbia and Russia, they just have like this mentality of like, if I'm not the best, then this game doesn't even fucking exist. And I like to look at life that way, you know? So although I might have educational material out there, instead of you thinking that you might not be as good as me, you might actually become better than me. And that would be so amazing. I would love to see in the future somebody who's been able to be influenced by my work and create something even more massive and have a bigger community of people they're helping, you know, because then eventually we can merge and make the families bigger. But in regards to my course, my mastermind course was designed to be beginner friendly. So you could literally start at the very beginning and you could work your way up through the content. Very, very user friendly. I actually designed it for people who have no idea about crypto. And that's, again, I created the course before I even made a YouTube channel. I was helping people learn about crypto from the start and how to read the charts, completely brand new. The trading course, on the other hand, is going to be different. So if you're somebody that's trying to become a trader, you might want to consider getting the mastermind course. And again, maybe you don't even need to get my course. You could get someone else's. I'm not trying to sell you on my shit. I'm just letting you know, before you jump into a trading, especially with leverage, you definitely want to know the basics of the charts. You definitely want to get caught up to speed with that. So I hope that answered your question. I appreciate you. Yo, Ian, did you listen to that new Baby Keem album? I want to know your thoughts. I listened to a couple tracks on it, but I was working at the time. I've been working a lot, so I haven't had time to like fully listen to that new Baby Keem album, but I really like that track that he did with Kendrick that released early. Also, Kendrick in that one track, I think it's called Family Ties. He says, I am the Omega. So the Omega is the 24th letter in the Greek alphabet. Okay, and remember how like we always talk about the X and the importance of the letter X because of all these cryptos that have the X in them. And the same thing goes with Elon Musk and all of his projects like SpaceX and etc. X.com was the website that he created before PayPal was invented. So it's just pretty interesting stuff to hear Kendrick say, I am the Omega. He's literally just telling you straight to your face. And another thing he said that I was just like, fuck, Kendrick, I love, like, your words are just so fucking powerful. He said, this is another important thing that he said. I love this. He said, I'm not a trending topic. I'm a prophet. And I was just like, whoa, Kendrick Lamar, you're a fucking beast. I want to give that guy a hug after just saying that one line. I'm not a trending topic. I'm a prophet. That's strong words, man. But he's coming out and telling you straight up, I am the Omega. Levi Brown, appreciate your second super chat. You're very great, very giving tonight, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. Said, what happens to the dollar and credit SWIFT system in 2022? Well, we're about to get something that people probably don't want to hear because it's counterintuitive to what most people are saying. But let's just put it like this, all right? The Shemitah is deflationary, and we are currently in Shemitah. And we are most likely entering a recession, and recessions are typically connected to Shemitah, and that is deflationary. So what does that mean? That means a huge market correction followed by a increase in purchasing power for the DXY. So the dollar index will actually grow in purchasing power, meaning the prices of things across the board will come down. But here's the thing I'll preface with. Just because I believe that the market itself will go deflation, it doesn't necessarily mean that gasoline and food will become deflationary. So there's still opportunity for the United States of America to see an increase in the price of gasoline, energy, and also food. And it's because we have a food crisis. We are experiencing food shortages. So this is problematic, guys. Like, we have a counterbalancing mechanism between the Shemitah and then also a dollar that's being printed into infinity, and all of these analysts coming out talking about hyperinflation in the market, but they're unaware that Shemitah is actually deflationary and it's looming. So if we have a huge retail housing crisis, we're going to see the DXY go on a fucking moonshot. So anyone who holds dollars is going to be in a great position. And I've told people this in the past because people are so bullish on ISO 20022, and I'll say it now and I'll say it again. I am long the dollar in 2022, and I am short ISO 20022 coins in 2022. Period. End of story. I don't give a shit what people have to teach me about XDC and Algorand. I don't give a fuck. None of that matters to me. Shemitah is what runs this fucking market from this day moving forward for the next year and a half. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have a lot of work to catch. You have a lot of study to catch up on, because that's one of the missing links that these analysts aren't exposing. Okay. So just definitely catch up with some study on there. And I believe you will be blown away by the amount of red pills that you'll catch throughout that research. Let me catch up on some of these questions. My phone's being wonky. I'm trying to read these questions on my phone while I'm watching this beautiful video of these wolves having fun. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to... Technical difficulties. Yeah, I'll just go back to the live stream. This might help. Mamma mia. Still have 500 people up in here? That's dope. All right, I'm not going just yet. I'm just waiting for my questions to catch up. So hang in there. Probably hang out with you guys for another 30 minutes or so, answer some questions, hang out, and then eat some tamales. And then oh yo. Hey yo. Yeah, Elon Musk's name is also X. That's a good catch. Peace out, Ian. Much love, brother. All right, where are we at? We still got 500 people up in here. That's incredible. No, I don't have any plans to move to Florida. We have a longtime wolf in here that's living in Florida. He seems to be very interested in it, but a lot of people are living in Florida, obviously, that are finding my work, and they've been trying to tell me about it. I'm just like, the weather there is not my thing. I'm really not into that weather. So yeah. Unique says, if you attract 1,000 people in a live stream, would you consider a mass meditation? I think that's one thing that our Discord community should set up. Like, if somebody out there is trying to do some sort of a meditation, how about we just do them on Discord? I think that would be awesome. We definitely have people that are down to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, Chiqueta, I think that we need to do that kind of thing on I think we have to do that on Discord. Definitely talk to people about it. Anyone who's in the Discord that's hearing this idea right now for the first time, if you guys want to do a voice chat group and set it up, totally go for it. Definitely, I would love to see how that all turns out. Marcus Hibbard says, dude, you have so much good coming to you with that awesome attitude. I appreciate you, Marcus. That means a lot to me, man. Thank you. Kev Kim, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. So, Justin, I don't know if I answered your question or if you came in late, but you asked me about, you said you're sub to the Patreon. So first of all, thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I appreciate you. You also mentioned the, oh, wait 1 second. Let me, back on our wolf pack. Man, that black wolf is so beautiful. It's nice to be wolves, isn't it? Right? Because not only are we like ahead of the market following the moon cycles, but we're also sexy, also beautiful animals. So Justin says, when do you expect your advanced TA course to come out? So Justin, it will be advanced technical analysis, but it's focused on trading. So moreover, how do we utilize the TA to be able to get in trades that are not only safe, like conservative trades with a conservative amount of leverage, and feel good about our trades? Long-term swing trading, I don't fuck with that day trading garbage. It's a mess. So much money to be lost in that unless you're really good at what you do. But yeah, so that'll essentially be it. I'm glad that you've been in technical analysis for 5 years now. It sounds like you have a ton of experience, and it sounds like when that new Patreon tier opens up, that new membership, it would be great to have you. I would love to have more people that have tons of experience in TA to be part of our group. So Scott Wilson says, what percentage of gains is a good time to take out your initial investment in general? I personally like a 5 to 10x is when I remove my initial investment. And then after that, I just consider it all house money. And if the market is overheated, I don't mind taking a little bit of profits. But it's all up to you. This isn't financial advice. So William Unknown says, a good artist, Kambada. Check out his album, Kambala, Volume 1. So William Unknown, I've spoken with Kambada's people after I watched his video talking about, he had like kind of like a freestyle going with discussing numbers and essentially numerology. I reached out to his people. They were really excited about what I was doing. And then I invited Cam on for an interview. So maybe eventually they'll get back to me. I mean, I don't know what that guy's up to. Possibly he's really busy. So yeah, I just have to kind of like wait and see. But it's crazy that you bring up Kambada because I've actually reached out to his people successfully and they've gotten back to me. So Dala says, where do we start with the research? Wow. You know, when it comes to research, I think it's in the words, Dala. Like, you know, every word is just a spell and you just have to look into it. You know, like is like doing it over again, and search is when you're trying to find something. So let's pay attention, Dala. Like, we're going to work on the words together, all right? Like, we have like rewind when we go back in the video. We do it over, and then search. We're looking, we're seeking, we're trying to find. What does that tell you? That tells you that you already know the answer, right, guys? Like, you already know the truth. That shit is talk about being mind blown, right? Where did I get that information from? I just got it from looking at the word while we were sharing a stream of consciousness together. Research is just you finding some shit you already knew about. So how do you know that it's the thing that you knew about? It has to vibrationally align with you. So that's all it is. Research is just you finding out a truth that you've always known about. We are all just suffering from amnesia. That's it. Like, we're all just suffering from a never-ending amnesic event that we're slowly waking up out of. It's like the most articulate way that I could ever describe what existence is. We're all gods and goddesses waking up to the fact that we're gods and goddesses. That's pretty much it. Smiley Man, I appreciate this super chat. I mean, I have a similar thing to say, like I said about exchanges. Most stable coins are more alike than they are different. I don't necessarily think that one is better than the other. I don't fall for all that tether FUD nonsense. Again, it's just news to get people like feeling fearful and getting dramatic about basically news. That's all it is. USDT is made by the New World Order and it's here to stay. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's all more the same than it is different. I wouldn't get too caught up on which one is better. So I don't have any recommendations. They're all more the same. If you like DAI stablecoin or you like Binance's stablecoin, go for it. Whatever one you consider to be better. All I care about personally is the ROI on the earned interest on them. So if you have Celsius and they're giving you like 8.8%, just go there with your stable coins. It doesn't really matter. It's just earning you money if it's sitting on the sidelines during the bear market or something. That's pretty much the only advice I could give, but I don't really have any nice things to say about stable coins. The same way I don't really have any nice things to say about crypto. Crypto is all designed to enslave humanity. It's literally called blockchain technology. It's all here to enslave everyone. And we're just here early taking advantage of the volatility before the volatility goes away. But there's going to be a time where that volatility goes away. There's way less money to be made in this sector. And then also the coins will be so inflated in price that no one will want to touch them. And then essentially all those highly speculative garbage shit coins that get designed will all be regulated out of existence. So this is pretty much one of the two last bull runs that we have. We have this one, and then I believe we have one in 2025 cycle, and then after it, we have another Shemitah, which will be transitioning into Agenda 2030, and that is pretty much the end of the economy as we know it. Much love to you, Stephen. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jay Martinez. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, so that's why that's why I have my accent. So, Common Man, the super chat, I appreciate you, brother. Says, sent you a super chat question in the beginning, had to step away and take care of a phone call. Not too happy. Oh, well, Common Man, this live stream is saved, so you could just go watch it again at the beginning when your name pops up. I forgot your question, and if I was to scroll back in the questions, I would get lost in where I'm at in my queue, and there's like thousands of questions in this, so yeah, brother, don't worry about it. You didn't have to send me another super chat. Shit, I mean, I really appreciate it, but that you could watch this again. I always keep these up for the Patreon, and it's not because I want this to be exclusive necessarily, it's just because the what we talk about, it's being available to the public for too long. It gets pretty dicey. There's a lot of agents out there trying to be agents, basically. Oh, wow. Mythic Dimensions. Much love from Ecuador. Wow. It's amazing. I really appreciate that. Like, I can't believe my work is making it to these places, I sold my course to someone recently who lived in like some Namibia or something. It was just mind-blowing, man. I'm really humbled. Bill says, your level of confidence is contagious. It's too bad the government is killing the wolves in Wisconsin and other states. Well, the government employs regular people, and those regular people are the ones that are committing those heinous acts. It's really sad that people fall for the tricks of their government. You know, the word government is a two-part word coming from gubernare, and mentis or menti, which literally means mind control. And that's what they're doing. They're mind controlling people to go out there and kill animals. You know, and like I've seen it time and time again where there's a horse that's just running wild and the Bureau of Land Management comes around with a helicopter and just shoots the horse directly in the skull. Like, how the fuck do you go to sleep at night doing that to a creature? Like, how do you fucking live with yourself? It's literally pathetic. You're the lowest level of scum that this earth has. And I don't even want to talk about it. Let's move on. I'm trying to stay in my groove. What's up? Decode your reality. Much love, brother. Appreciate you showing up. I was chatting with Logan this morning. I thought it was so funny. Somebody in the Coach JV interview was like, you should skip over this Waters guy and talk to Decode Your Reality. And I was just started laughing. I was like, homie just tries to send me bad vibes, and then those bad vibes go to two titans, and then the two titans are just like hanging out laughing in the background. Like, I love it, man. So much love for you, Logan. And I love all the haters, man. I love all the trolls. You guys are giving me lots of I love it. Cornelius says, it's nice to get to know your energy live. What is your view on consciousness, beliefs, thoughts, energy, mental alchemy impacting your reality? Wow, that's a lot to unfold. You know, I feel like we almost come to this plane, to this earth plane, to this astral plane, whatever you want to call it. I feel like we show up here as a version of a self that is just trying to remember what we always were. And it comes back to something sort of like we were just talking before about the idea of the word research and breaking down that word and how we could do this with any word. Like, think about the word alive. Like, alive has the word lie in it. It's just like there's these little things sprinkled around, and it's right in front of us to be able to just pick up and to perceive in a different way that we've maybe not even ever tried or attempted to perceive it. So I've thought about, like, first of all, you use the word beliefs. I don't like this word. I don't use this word anymore. The very wise Osho once said that belief is a barrier, not a bridge. So people believe that that belief is this thing that gets them to the next level, but in actuality, it's a barrier. It's something that shuts them off from their ability to become an expansive being, you know? And it's always been my goal to fractal out endlessly, you know? So in regards to energy, I look at energy as it's an opportunity. So whether someone loves me or someone hates me, it's a choice that I can make to be able to transmute that energy into something that serves me and that serves my purpose on this earth realm. And I believe that whenever negative things happen in my reality, I try to very quickly turn that energy around. I smile, I laugh, you know, like even if something like really unfortunate happens, like a car crash, if I'm alive and the person who's with me is alive and it's actually all good, it's not worth making it a big deal, but we have an opportunity. We have a choice to instantaneously react to that, just to fucking laugh, just to be children, be like, this is hilarious, you know, like we're still here. We're fucking unstoppable. You know, when you react like that to these moments in the Matrix, I believe it's going to send you signals. It's going to send you signs, and then it's going to keep getting you back on your path. Like that car accident was just it was protecting you from going somewhere that was going to fuck up your path. No one wants to react to it that way. They just want to be like, I need to find the insurance company because this car made a dent. And it's like, you see how fucking material humans are? This is how material they are. But that opportunity they had to react to it, to be able to see it for something bigger than that. And that's the opportunity here, you know? Like, okay, my higher self got me in this car crash so that I don't go to this place today, so that I don't get into a bigger problem. It's all about protecting energy. And sometimes you get, there's detours along the way, and you have to be open to that. When you make plans, when you try to control shit too much, you start to see it go against you. I'll keep it at that to wrap that thought up. Yogi Bliss, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for that super chat. That means a lot. Thank you. Much love. Yeah, it would be great to talk to Kambata. I actually have to, Logan, if you're still here, I have to remember to send you this track from Cam. He talks about numbers. He talks a lot about spell casting. It's just a really amazing artist. He's definitely ahead of his, what would you say in this, shit? I'm trying to think of the word. Like the people in his class, like he's ahead, definitely. Dallas says, you're amazing, mate. I'm sending you vibration of love and happiness to everyone around you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Flint Town Dan, that's Hunger Games already started, brother. Like, I'll help you with your perspective. And again, this isn't me trying to teach you shit, because if you're from Flint, Michigan, I don't know if that's where you're from, brother, but I know that that's a different reality. But I do have to say something about this, is the Hunger Games has been going on for a while now. Like that shit that the Australians did to the Aborigine, that shit that happened here in the States with the, I don't know, the tribes, like, it's not the Native Americans that we're told about. It's deeper than that. That was some serious fuckery that happened with land deeds, and it's complicated. You have to study the work of Dane Calloway to really see what's going on there. I don't have the time or the ability to break it down in such a sophisticated way that brother Dane Calloway can. But yeah, the Hunger Games is real, bro. It's already happening. It's been done to people. It's fucked. It's fucked. In Australia, New Zealand, they're treating Aborigine people like sport. Like they're a fucking deer. Like runaway deer. Try to, shooting them and shit just for sport. It's fucked up, man. It's already real though. Like you have to think about that a little deeper, because I've been trying to protect myself too when I think about what the future can be like, because I know that the future is going to be like that in the first world. But the same thing with the Great Reset, like people think that the Great Reset is something that's coming, but in actuality, it's been going on for a while now. And it was obvious that the Great Reset was here back with the creation of the Federal Reserve System. So the Federal Reserve System is proof of the basic fundamental of our modern enslavement system. That's where the reset started, and it's continuing to grow. It's continuing to parasite. Justin Chin, super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Said question, since USDC is built on XLM, wouldn't the price of XLM rise when everyone crashes? So USDC is an ERC20, Justin. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't mind if someone corrected me, but I'm almost certain that that USDC is ERC20, which means that it's built on the Ethereum blockchain. But anyways, XLM will do really good. XLM will do really good when XRP does really good. So like I told you a little bit earlier when I was discussing with the super chat that I got in regards to the price for XRP, when XRP does a crazy move, just expect XLM to follow. Pretty much. That's how it goes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alonzo Vega, I appreciate your super chat. Where are you at? Are you in, what country are you in, brother? Appreciate you so much. Thank you. So I guess you missed your question, but I found your question when you were doing the super chat. Alonzo Vega says, how are you? I'm good, man. Like, thank you. So many people ask questions, but they never ask how I'm doing. So thank you, Alonzo. I'm doing better every day. That's what I say whenever somebody asks me how I'm doing in person. I respond to them and I say I'm doing better every day, and they give me a double take because they've never heard anyone say that before. And when they do that double take, I have a chance to grab even a little more energy. And it's an alchemist move right there. If you guys are trying to work on your higher magi skills, because you're spell casting, you're saying that you've progressed, you've done better, you're continuing to move forward. You're letting the world know what's going on for you. Never say that you're having a bad day. You're never having a bad day. But to get back to your question, the 16th is the start of the drop. Thanks a lot for the tips. So technically, Alonzo, the start of the drop was the 7th. We're actually still in a downtrend because we've not made... if we're talking about Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, etc., like the major coins, of course there's outliers, but for the major coins, we're actually in a downtrend at this time because we have a lower high. We've yet to see Bitcoin break above all-time highs. We've yet to see Ethereum break all-time highs, etc. And now what we're patiently waiting for is the market to just give us a little bit of blood action around this full moon. So I'm anticipating starting tomorrow through the next week or so to just be okay with whatever the market gives me, but more likely to the downside. King Axron, yeah, I know. Trust me, I get it. I don't want to think about that shit though. Stuff's fucking just humans are parasites. And the things they do sometimes are really, and I say this because I understand there's gods and goddesses out there that have tapped into their higher powers. You're not a fucking human. Like most of you that are here right now, you're not humans, man. You guys are like extraterrestrials. You got off the spaceship and you've ended up in this human suit. That's where you're at. We're all just remembering what's going on, but we are from a totally different dimension than the average person. And it takes some really low-level sack of shit to be flying in a helicopter and shooting a horse, and then as it's like convulsing on the ground to break its neck just because it was running around on government land. Absolutely ridiculous that anyone could be that demented. Anywho, Boom Chaka 77, I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. Says, hi, does your mastermind course address your Shemitah long on the dollar thesis? Just getting started. Also, does the mastermind course ready one for your upcoming trading course? Yeah, so absolutely. So Boom Chaka, the way that it's designed is the mastermind course was created to lean into the trading course. So where the material is at now in the mastermind course is it ended on the Gematria masterclass just to get people like all the crazy decoding information they needed to be able to decode their own coins. And it has 110 videos, instructional video lessons teaching a beginner into intermediate and into advanced how to do technical analysis the way that I do it, the way that I like to teach it. And then on the other end of things, we have the transition into the end of this bull run, which I will be including some material on discussing exit strategies, but I'm going to wait on that because if I was to release that information now, like far in advance like this, I think people would just get too emotional and they would start to so I want to release everything according to the way that the market's acting. That's been sort of my style. But yeah, the trading course will be perfect for people who've already gone through the mastermind course. It'll get you ready because you won't be a complete beginner, and it's not beginner friendly. Like I do not want anyone getting the trading course if you do not know technical analysis. That would be really bad. Like I rather not sell it to you. That's how serious I am, because trading is no joke. Alrighty, where are we at? Yeah, I mean, I don't really know a whole much about Osho in particular. I know they made him into this like demon character, but in my own study, I've listened to hours and hours and hours of Osho speaking, and it honestly sounds like my kind of guy. So it's obvious that they turned him into this like sacrifice ritual, to get rid of him. But as for what he was doing in his community, not necessarily. I don't vibrationally align with some of those ideas. I do think those intense meditations are pretty interesting. But as for the Rajneeshis and their practices, I don't really have much to say on. I have actually met a couple of people who are like ex-Rajneeshis that have kind of exposed what their experience was like to me. It's pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, I'm just more keen on the words of Osho and his teachings. That's pretty much where I stand on all things, I like to take what I could find utility in and leave the rest on the side, because there's plenty to learn from people that you don't necessarily agree upon everything with. Mama J, thanks for spreading the truth. Mama J, I really appreciate your super chat. I'm not spreading the truth, I'm just exposing my truth. But I thank you. I hope that my vibrational alignment with all of you can create a powerful oneness, but I don't necessarily strive to expose the truth, because who am I? I'm just one of many aliens out there doing my part, but I don't have the truth, just my own. Matthew Weaver says, do you see World War III happening soon during the Shemitah to reset this matrix, to restart this matrix? Matthew Weaver, I appreciate your super chat. I believe World War III is already live, brother. Like, I think we're already there. We're just seeing it happen in pockets of the world, one at a time. Like, what's going on right now in Australia, particularly Melbourne, Australia, and what we're seeing happen in Thailand and some of these Southeast Asian countries, this is the takeover, bro. Like, this is the setup. The next world war will be between the country's military and their own people. Remember, you heard that here first. It's not going to be fucking China versus... That's bullshit. China loves every country. They are not at war with anyone. Whoever tells you otherwise does not understand the Jesuit order. The Jesuit order is very deep in the trenches of Asia, and they are the ones completing this globalist takeover. And the way it is done is having the militaries of every independent nation go against their own people so that the United Nations can grow even more powerful. That's the real way that I'm seeing this go down. We will see our own militaries turn against us in the name of freedom. And that freedom will be all about medical martial law. Period. End story. So it's all about the reactions that we see to this takeover. And we could see how docile a lot of countries are. Just go study what's going on in Israel. Anyone here who's Israeli, I would love to talk to you more. I know a couple of people from Israel already follow my work, have purchased my course. I appreciate all of your support. But I'm aware that you need like a passport, a QR code just to go to the gym or to go to some of these grocery stores. And, we've seen this kind of shit happen in Los Angeles already. They're trying to implement it. Is this not like warlike? Is this not like the stuff that we heard about going on during the reign of the Third Reich? Again, another psyop, another story that people should definitely dive into deeper. But I'm talking about from a narrative perspective. Also, for anyone who hasn't watched the documentary Europa, The Last Battle, go ahead and watch that. It's a pineal buster for sure. Grapes, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate you. Thank you. Peru. Oh, man. Alonzo. I hope to go to Peru someday. Get one of those sick ponchos. I'll be rocking a poncho. I'll be rocking a poncho and fucking anywhere I go. That's the look, man. That's the look. Trying to catch up with Zach. I appreciate you, brother. Much love. Ren Shin. Ooh. You just woke up? Good morning, brother. Grand Rising. Evil isn't something that we are. Evil is something that we are parasited by, okay? We aren't necessarily aware of what it is that's going on within us until we wake up. So if people are doing things that we consider to be evil, it's just because they're being parasited by that thing. The same way that they're parasited and then losing all of their free time into looking at TikTok all day and playing video games and watching porn and eating fast food and wondering why they're getting fat and not having any time to go to the gym and this and that and that. Why is that happening? Because they are fucking parasited. It doesn't mean they're evil. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It doesn't mean that they're apes. It means that they need to do the work. They need to put in the work to remove the parasite. Period. End of story. That's why those people, whenever you detox or you start practicing meditation or yoga or pranayama, you start to see that you're unlocking your truth. You're starting to feel like a real human again, or maybe in your case, an alien. I don't know. But the point that I'm making here is that evil is just it's a perception that we attach onto other things. And I guess we could just flat out talk about things that we think are evil. You know, that's without debate. There are things that are very much evil, but for the practice of us all coming together as a community and being open-minded, it's more important to not live in that duality of good and bad or evil and whatever, you know? And I'm trying my best to work at that myself, you know, where I watch what I say. I try to craft my sentences in a way that they're structured to protect myself and help other people. Charlene A says, where have you been all my life? I'm ever grateful for you, your wisdom and your kind heart. God bless. Charlene, we're just family. Like, you know, like we've known each other for thousands of years. We're just finding each other again, you know, like, you know who I really want to talk to? There's like 400 something people in here. If anyone knows how we can get in touch with Soluminati, what's his name? What's his other YouTube channel? Oh my God. That brother that says, he's like, gays are gays. I want to meet that kid, man. Me and that kid are family. Like, I don't know what he's all about, but every time I've ever listened to him talk, I'm like, whoa, I believe that I know this guy. He's my family. So anyway, Charlene, I think I'm saying your name right. I'm really sorry if I'm not. We're all family. We've all known each other forever. We're all just suffering amnesia and we're coming back to find each other. That's all this experience is. Phonix, much love to you. What's going on? Nathan Schneider, I appreciate you, brother. Okay, I'm just going to hang out for a little more. And then I'm probably going to head out soon. I don't want to mess around with changing this video because the last time I did that, it went to a channel that had like a advertising and that was a copyright thing. So I want to protect us. So Matt Sachs, Melbourne ain't too bad being blown way out of proportion. That's fine. Maybe I'm wrong. I have about 3 friends who live in Melbourne currently. I was just living in Melbourne for about 10 months right before March. So I did leave after the start of the pandemic. So I can't say out of personal experience, but what I have been hearing is that there's lockdown after lockdown after lockdown after lockdown. And pretty much the responses to the lockdown are putting military in the streets. So if having military in your streets is normal, then okay, kind of sounds like maybe Australians are used to that. I mean, I don't really know how to take that, because when I was growing up in this country, the only time I saw a military officer was when he was like walking into the movie theater to get like free popcorn and watch a movie, because he could do that by wearing camouflage. But I've seen plenty of videos of Australia, particularly in Melbourne, where there's military on the streets all the time. So just saying, if that is normal, and if we're blowing it out of proportion, then that's pretty interesting, because as far as I could tell, the people that I speak to say otherwise. Anyways. Frenzy Production says, Jordan, you're an inspiration. Can you tell Abdu how cute he is, please? Who's Abdu? Abdu, you're cute. Ponchos are dope, bro. Can we make some Waters Above ponchos? Who can get Waters Above, like, Peruvian, like, Andean ponchos? That'd be so sick. Imagine, like, 1,000 of us just, like, dancing, wearing ponchos. That'd be incredible. All right, what's going on? I appreciate all you guys. It's amazing. Yeah, Danks Digital. I know he's talking about sun gazing, but who's that guy though? I think me and him would have a good time. So Illuminati, right? Spiritual So, that's his name. Spiritual So, where is that guy at? I mean, I don't know I don't watch all of his videos. I don't really have the time, but he was out pretty early talking about some important stuff, and it was just his vibe, like the way that he talks, you know, like the way that he acts. I really like think that me and him would just have an amazing podcast together. Anyways, move on. Imelda Diaz says, wore your shirt the other day and a lady stopped me to say she loved it. Oh man, that's so awesome. Thank you for wearing my merch. Wow. That's so cool. Oh yeah, Imelda, I think I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Your family is like really into my work. I know Adam, I think Adam. Yeah, Adam's a homie. Much love to you and your family. And when I said that, we have exactly 444 people in the chat. So that was meant to be. D Vortex says, how are you, D Vortex? Appreciate you. Whack. Started master course, need to catch up using EMAs and SMAs to set my entries for October. Can you tell me what number of video to watch from? I'm a novice, but need EMAs to set up learning. Well, so D Vortex, I also talk about the EMAs quite a bit in my videos, but there should be a video that's just called Moving Averages. So just look for a video called Moving Averages that I've done in that course, and that should be able to help you out. Thank you so much for such a generous super chat. I really appreciate you. But remember, D Vortex, the reason why I pick the Fibonacci, the reason I pick the moving averages that I pick is based off of Fibonacci numbers. The only one that I do not use when I'm making my YouTube videos is the 200. So I use the 200 simple moving average and the 200 exponential moving average, and I use those because I think they work a little bit better. But the 233 is also very good. Anyways, more importantly, I use Fibonacci numbers. So that's the reason why I use different moving averages than other analysts, just because they work for me. So Han GMA says, is a 10-cent XRP possible if it will be declared a security? So no, it's not a security. And also, no, I highly doubt XRP will ever go below. I mean, even 51 cents, I don't see it going below that ever again. So, yep. Okay, Great. I mean, I hope everyone in Australia is doing good, man. Like, I really don't give a shit whether you guys have military or not. Just take care of yourselves, take care of your family, high vibrations, spread love, and fuck your government because they're all parasites, period. You know, if you want to thrive, maybe there's some suburban, rural areas that you could head out to. But more importantly, get the fuck out of the cities because you're all just going to hate your lives there starting next year. Like, it's going to be even worse. And that doesn't only go for Australia, that goes for the entire world. Cities in 2022 will become a shithole. And that's pretty much obvious, I believe. It's already kind of started. If you own a business, especially like a retail location, like a coffee shop or a restaurant, you've been lucky enough to make it through this whole time as a business owner in a pandemic. Congratulations. You clearly did something right. I'm so happy for you. But according to the statistics that I've read in the United States of America, 60 to 65% of small business was permanently closed due to a scam. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. Anyways, let's move on. Gonna have a lot of people leave after saying that, of course. That's great. We do not need those energies around here. So Cornelius says, thank you for sharing your time, energy. I admire your dedication to help people. You're something else. I wish you the best. Much love. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Cornelius. I appreciate you. I know you just joined the Wolfpack recently, so thanks for being part of our family over there. Lots of love. It's an amazing community. So Doa H, you can buy the merch if you'd like. It's in the description of this video, so you could just see where it mentions merch. And then you'll be able to find the link. Imelda Diaz says, yes, that's my son. I had a reading with Logan last Friday. We spoke about you. That's awesome, man. I love Logan. And much love to you, Imelda, and Adam, and the rest of your family. I appreciate you guys so much. It's Common Man. Thank you again. Just the super chat. Thank you, man. Says money is just energy, brother. Have to put out to receive. Ever listen to Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters, Great Vibes? Yeah, I actually watched a couple videos from that guy when I was living in Australia. I don't know how he like popped up in my algorithm, but I have watched a couple of his videos. Sadly, a lot of people have talked shit about that guy. And again, I don't really like talking about people, but I'm just talking about what other people have said about that man. And a lot of people have said some negative things about him. They're saying that he's like in the Illuminati or he's a 33rd degree Freemason. And the one response that I pretty much had to that when I saw that kind of talk happening in my community was people need to remember that like a lot of people in this world right now are suicidal. And that guy, Ralph Smart, has saved probably more people's lives than you could imagine out of most YouTube channels. He is spreading a message that has definitely helped people through the darkness. So whatever he is, whether he's an agent or I don't have time to give that type of energy to someone I don't know. But I mean, like, I've had people come to me and tell me that they've watched a live stream or they've been following my work and they were feeling like really dark, feeling basically borderline on the edge, and they found my work and that changed a lot of things for them, and how do I, like, it just gets me emotional, like thinking about it, like thinking that someone could, I need to stop talking about it. I'm sorry. But, so yeah, I couldn't imagine what the platform that this man has and how many people he's saved. So Ralph Smart, much love. All right, I'm going to read this last comment and then I'm going to move on. Just got to get my energy set because feeling things, want to transmute that energy into creative things, Winston says, since I feel the lights will be on off 2022, What about crypto backup hardware, software options? Shout to Mastermind, Patreon, Wolfpack. I appreciate you, Winston. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support. So, I'm planning on selling about 80 to 90% of all my positions leading into the bear market. I'll be holding a grip of Bitcoin just because Bitcoin's the least to pull back. It's probably only going to pull back about 60%, while a lot of these altcoins are going to lose about 85 to 95% of their value in the pullback. And due to that, I just see there being a lot of volatility to the downside, and it's not really worth holding a lot of crypto. So if we're talking about hardware wallets, I personally use the Ledger Nano X. I believe that most hardware wallets are good. I've heard some horror stories about certain hardware wallets, but most of it has to deal with the user. Like the user forgets their passphrases or whatever, right? So yeah, hardware wallets are all great. There's obviously some that you might be able to jive with the user interface better. I just personally like keeping it simple and going with the Ledger Nano X. I like that one a lot. I got the backup pack, so it's like the Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S, I believe. And then outside of that, I'm just protecting myself with really good security protocols. So have a really long password with lots of characters and stuff like that. And when you say software options, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Like, are you talking about what trading platform or what exchanges or... I mean, Ledger comes with a software for their hardware wallet, but I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I do not have any issues with holding coins on Celsius. I feel really secure on Celsius, so I will say that. Out of Celsius and BlockFi and Nexo, I actually prefer Celsius. So I'll probably be keeping a lot of stable coins on Celsius earning interest, and if I could find a competitive earned interest platform that is yielding me as much or more and then also has an interface that I like, I'll probably just switch to that and I'll tell everyone about it. But as for now, I really like Celsius, and thank you so much for being part of our community. Much love, Winston. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for staying around so long. You guys are all beautiful people. Anyone who's looking to join our community, I will leave a little comment right here in the chat box for people who are looking to join the Mastermind community. I would assume a lot of you are already in there. I appreciate all of you. And please enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love to everyone who showed up tonight and supported my work.